This episode may contain clues for the Outdoor Genetics Easter egg hunt. Keep your eyes peeled because hidden somewhere in this video could be a QR code or a hint that leads you to an outdoor-related riddle or question. Every answer will need to be entered exactly as it is described in the Easter egg instructions, so pay attention. Prizes for each hunt can be seen over on our Facebook page, and this hunt expires 6/20 of 2025. Only one winner per contest, and if you are the first to crack it, you will need to contact Outdoor Genetics directly with your phone number and mailing address to claim your prize. Let the hunt begin.
So today we're going to make a meal that's pretty healthy using the ingredients you see right here, but we also got to go catch some bluegill.
I got this little piece of white rubber worm that I'm going to be trying. Just fishing for these bluegill. It should work, but we'll see. Yeah, instant. There we go. There we go. Oh, he gone. Boy, that was a decent sized one too. Got him.
All right, now that we have our bluegill all cleaned up and ready to go, let's get started.
We've got lime juice, cilantro, 1 white onion, 2 mangoes, 1 lemon, 2 corn on the cob, 3 jalapenos, asparagus, whole garlic, Hawaiian black salt, and fresh bluegill. For this first part, you need your garlic, your jalapenos, your corn, your mangoes, your lemon, your onion, and your cilantro.
First thing you're going to want to do is preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Once your oven is done preheating, go ahead and take both of your ears of corn, get them in the oven. We'll be checking on those here in a little bit. They're going to need some time to cook. The bigger the corn, the longer they take. But ultimately what we're looking for is a perfectly uniform brown, tan, cooked, burnt color on all the leaves. Basically the leaves are going to be dried out and the corn is going to be cooked to perfection. Alright, so go ahead and get you a large bowl because everything that we're about to be chopping up is going to be going into that bowl. First thing we're going to start with is the mangoes. Mangoes are always kind of a pain in the butt. But make sure they're good and ripe. You want them good and soft, like that right there. Oh, that means they're going to be perfectly sweet. Get you a good sharp knife. And there might be an actual better way to take the meat. I guess we really need to be doing this part over the bowl. Take the meat off of... Boy, did you see all that juice squirt everywhere? Of a mango, but this is the best way that I know. So literally I'm just gonna squeeze all of this juice that's left in the skin really of this mango without, you know, dropping pieces of the skin in there, and I'm just gonna kind of squeeze all of it out, and there's gonna be some meat fall out, there's gonna be plenty of juice fall out. That's good. Set that off to the side. We're gonna do it again with this one. Now if you go to do this and you notice like a lot of meat still on the mango skin, go ahead and take all that meat off. And I cut a little hole in it. That's okay because I see it. So it's that piece right there. Man, I just barely nicked myself with that blade and I'm cutting or bleeding. And like I just barely touched myself with it. And remember kids, when handling sharp knives like this one from Rebeck's Cutlery, be very careful because all you have to do is barely touch your skin and you're liable to cut yourself, which is exactly what happened. But guys, on the real, let me give a shout out to Rebeck's Cutlery right now. They have all sorts of different knives, cleavers, Damascus fillet knives, 67 layers of folded Damascus, absolutely beautiful knives, veteran-owned company. Truly an amazing company that has some incredible products. You need to go check them out at rebeckscutlery.com, and at checkout make sure to use Outdoor Genetics, all lowercase, all one word. I'll leave it somewhere here on the screen at checkout to receive a 10% discount. All right, let's get back to cooking. So now that we got the skin done, next thing we want to do is cut all the meat off of the mango. Now that we have all of the meat off of the mangoes, now what we need to do is just rough chop all this up. Now we're going to take our jalapenos and get them rough chopped up. Remember, rough chopped up, not finely cut. I like to core mine out. If you like the bitterness from the core, then feel free to leave it in there. But this corn mango relish is typically sweet, so bitter doesn't really fit well, at least in my opinion. Rough chopped up, that's about the perfect size right there. Now that the jalapenos are done, we're going to take off a good whack of this cilantro. And we're going to chop it all up nice and fine. I like to use the stems and the leaves. Some people don't like the stems. Listen to your heart's desire. I will chop the stems up a little bit more fine than I do like the jalapenos. And now we just want a good little wad of the leaves like that right there. And for the leaves, we're just going to kind of do a little bit of a rough chop. Nothing fine, nothing fancy. Just about like so. Drop it in there, just like that. Next thing we're going to do is go ahead and take some garlic. Boy, that thing exploded and I barely hit it. We're going to take some of our garlic, just like that. 2 cloves, just like that. Just like that. And get this garlic good and chopped up. You want this pretty well minced. If you don't have garlic cloves, you can trade this out for minced garlic, which most people have in their refrigerator. Scoop up your garlic, put it in the bowl. Now, one thing you might notice after you get done playing with garlic, your hands are really sticky, so feel free to rinse and wash them off. Next, grab your onion. We're going to cut it not like this, but like this. Straight down the center. Just like that. We don't need the whole onion. We don't need the core unless you just like the core. We're going to cut off the top. And once again, I am not a professional chef. I just know how I like to do things. On the onion, I always like to take off not just the skin, but the actual first layer of the onion. I always feel like that part doesn't really taste good because it's the part where the onion's been dropped, beaten, hit, fall on, you know, like all sorts of stuff. So I always take that part of the onion off, that first layer. And once again with the onion, just like we did with the jalapenos, rough chop. Which is a good thing because this onion is friggin' strong. Woo! So now you want your lemon. There's a couple different ways you can do this. You can take a toothpick and you can stick it down into the lemon and then just squeeze it and you got fresh lemon juice. But we want to be able to use some of this lemon, so we're not going to do it like that. Instead, we're going to take about 1/4 of the lemon and we're going to squeeze it right into the bowl. If you drop any seeds in there, be sure to pull them out. You don't want to bite on a lemon seed. So now we're going to take a little bit of Hawaiian black salt. You can substitute this out for sea salt or what other kind of salt that you just thoroughly enjoy. And we're going to put down not a whole lot of salt, but a good little dose. This is going to be to taste, obviously. Start mixing this all up. Time to check the corn. Corn is not done yet. We still got a little ways to go. It's been roughly 19 minutes. Now that the fish is scored, we need to start adding our ingredients to the fish. So the first thing I'm going to do is on the outside of the fish, sprinkle on just a little bit. A little goes a long way of this black Hawaiian salt or Hawaiian black salt, whatever it is they call it, or whatever salt you prefer to use. So now what we want to do is take just a little bit of onion and stick it into each fish. We're going to do the same thing with a little bit of garlic in each one. Hello. I'm going to throw the onion out apparently. If you like a lot of garlic, you might want more garlic or garlic powder all over it. Up to you. The way I'm doing this right now does not call for a lot of different seasonings, as we're kind of using natural whole seasonings. Except for, I guess, a couple. Alright, so now it's time to get our fish on the stove. We're going to be using cast iron. If you don't have cast iron, use whatever you have. Regardless, we're going to be getting this in there while it is piping hot. We want to make sure that our skillets are piping hot. These do not take long to cook, so we're going to get another cast iron going, and we're going to be throwing our asparagus in that. Let's go. Asparagus hack for you. Asparagus, the bottom end typically is tougher and not so delicious to eat. So if you'll actually take it and hold it by the ends, and wherever it snaps naturally, that's the part that you don't want to eat. Right? Just like that. Now, I'm not saying these lower halves can't be used for anything. All I'm saying is our rabbits out in the front yard will probably love it, so that's where these are going. With our asparagus, what we want to do is drizzle a little bit of olive oil or cooking oil, whatever, on top of it. Right here, we're using some lemon infused olive oil. Don't need a lot, just a little bit. Some of the Hawaiian black salt. Give it a good little mix. And then all of this goes into our smaller skillet. Now, as that asparagus begins to cook, we're going to want to go ahead and put our fish into our big skillet now that it's good and hot.
When the skin of the bluegill turns crispy, that's when it's time to flip it over.
A little bit of lime juice. In the fish and in the asparagus. Time to check the corn. Corn looks beautiful. That is the nice brown, tan, burntish look that we are looking for. Quickly, while everything else is cooking, we're going to go ahead. Cut off the end. Cut off the end. Now, here's another little hack for you. Cut them off like this. Be careful because they are scorching hot. Grab down at the base. Start squeezing. Look at that. Little to no hairs on it that you have to worry about pulling off. Nice, super, easy, quick. And that's that. All right, now with your corn, take it off the cob. Remember that corn and mango relish salsa we kept talking about earlier and we were working on? All this corn goes right in there. Give it a good mix. And because it's just me and Michelle, we can try it right off the spoon. Okay, I'll go first. I was trying to give her a bite, but she didn't want to. I think it's freaking delicious. Yeah. All right. It's ready. Fish sounds ready. Asparagus is ready. Let's get ready to plate.
After you have removed the fish from the skillet and turned off the heat, go ahead and throw the lemon slices that we cut earlier in there and allow them to cook while you're getting ready to plate your dish. This is by far one of my favorite ways to eat bluegill. Guys, if you enjoyed this recipe, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and smash that bell notification so that you'll be notified the next time that we upload more content. And if you are on here watching for the scavenger hunt, good luck.